What's up, everybody? This is Eric Moss from ericjmoss.com, ericmossfitness.com. This is the first episode of what I'm hoping to be an ongoing series in vlog format, where I can just talk about a couple different things that happen to be on my mind, keep you guys updated as to what's going on and that sort of thing. And I think vlogs are actually probably the quickest way to do it, but it's going to be somewhat unrehearsed because scripts kind of ruin the natural flow, and I can't really go back in and make sure everything flows nice like I can do with my blog. Now, I guess the first thing I want to tell you guys about is I got a couple new toys in the mail. They didn't cost much at all. The first is a clicker, like a tally counter like you would find in an amusement park. And the original reason I wanted to get one of these is I hate keeping training logs. I hate it. It's just the most boring thing to me to be writing down the sets and reps, but then it makes it so my training isn't really all that organized when it's all said and done. So, for example, what I'll do later today is I'll be doing overhead presses in sets of 3, and if I plan on doing 15 sets of 3, then I can keep an accurate tally without really ruining the flow of my training session. Now, one of the things that really kind of set me over the top to getting this thing is about a week or two ago I went out to a friend's place for Memorial Day weekend and stayed there for 2 nights, and there was a bunch of us there. And the "that's what she saids" were flying left and right, because I'm very quick on the ball when it comes to that sort of thing. And I was wishing I had one of these so I could tally it up, because it probably would have been around the 400 or 500 range. But there's no way to know, but not anymore. Now, while I'm on that issue, one of the things I challenge you to do is if I say a "that's what she said" type of comment, I want you to catch me on it and put the time that I said it at the bottom. So just listen intently, because I will lead one of those accidentally and sometimes on purpose, so pay attention. The other cool thing I got, and one of the reasons I got it, was because with this on Amazon and this with it, I was able to get the free Super Saver shipping. Now, these are called Eagle Loops. They're from ironmind.com, but obviously they're available on amazon.com too. What you would do is you would either hang this part from a pull-up bar, or you would loop this through, and you could hang it from a tree branch or whatever. And they've got little loops for your fingers, so you could stick just your fingertips in the ends here to make your grip stronger. And one of the things that really kind of sold me on it is somewhere I got it in my head that I wanted to do a one-finger, one-handed chin-up, and these things seemed like a good option to help me get along that way, because you can stick like 3 fingers in there, 2 fingers in there, or just 1 finger in there. And no, I'm not intentionally flipping you off. And I also think that it's really good for building up hanging type of strength, which I'll be signing up for the Tough Mudder probably tomorrow. I haven't really decided which team I'm going to be on, because the original thought that got it in my head was 2 of my friends were, actually no, it was 3 of my friends were begging me to join their Tough Mudder team. They're signing up for the one that's happening in November, the Saturday one. I think that's November 11th. And I wasn't really going to do it, because if you're not really familiar with what the Tough Mudder is, it's like a 12-mile long obstacle course where you climb over stuff and jump into cold water, running through fire, and then they electrocute you at the end, which, running through fire and getting police tasers, as exciting as that sounds, the thought of being electrocuted isn't all that much fun. But for shits and giggles, I decided to go to their website, and I didn't even realize this at the time, but all the proceeds benefit the Wounded Warrior Project. And doing that sort of thing for charity is very appealing to me, you know, raising up money for people who got their legs blown off so that I can maintain my freedom and that sort of thing. Got to give back every once in a while. So one of the things that they have is, I think it's called the cliffhanger, where it's basically monkey bars and that sort of thing. But hanging strength can be critical to that. It can be critical to survival. A lot of people are limited on their pull-ups because of their hanging strength as well. So even if you practice hanging from a pull-up bar, that should be able to improve your pull-ups. But one of the things, if you're up like this, it's very dangerous for the shoulders, but if you can pull your shoulder blades down like that, that will keep everything nice and tight, as we call the shoulder pack, which you should be doing the same thing for your overhead presses at the same time. Now in a couple minutes I'm going to be getting ready to do my overhead presses in sets of 3, where I can keep track of it via this. And in the meantime I'm getting myself amped up with my favorite pre-workout energy drink, which is coffee. If you're going through bodybuilding type of magazines, every other page is either filled with a post-workout shake or a pre-workout drink designed to get you all amped up and crazy. Now, as good as some of these things might be, you can sort of become dependent on it, and they're pretty expensive. I think they go for about $30 to $50 a pop. Well, Jack 3D is a little bit less expensive, but that's got stuff in it that can kind of wear out your nervous system. But coffee is like, what is that, like $3 for a gigantic can? And to me it tastes better at the same time. And the caffeine in coffee is probably one of the most well-researched supplements, and it's about as close to a miracle drug as you're going to get, aside from fish oil. But anyways, it's been about 7 minutes of me talking about God knows what, so I'm going to be cutting it out pretty soon. I welcome your comments, and I guess this is my... oh yeah, one of the things. I don't know what to call this video log series, and I'm open to suggestions, so if you have any, tell me. Alright, this is Eric Moss, over and out.